Hello everybody, este vídeo se edita como complemento al documento de inglés intermedio que tenéis publicado en PDF en esta misma página del ayuntamiento con el número 13, se titula False Friends. We call false friends, or falsos amigos, to those English words which look similar to other words in Spanish, but they differ significantly in meaning. For instance, to be constipated has nothing to do with estar constipado, which means to have a cold. Being constipated means estar estreñido. Another example is the word conductor, which refers to the person who directs an orchestra and not to the person who drives a vehicle. Below is a list with some common false friends with the correct translations. Your job for the next week will be to find the right word to express the concepts, okay? For example, the word actually in English seems to mean actualmente, but its real meaning is de hecho, okay? Because actualmente in English is now or currently, okay? So, as you see, there is no translation here for this word, and there is no translation here for this work. This is your job for next week, okay? You will try to find the right translation to the words here. As you see, there are many of them. They make us feel uncomfortable because sometimes we translate them in the wrong way. Okay, we also have another job for this week. It is to read this test and then complete some questions that you have below. I'm going to read it for you in order to practice the pronunciation. Okay, the title of the text is The Mount St. Helens Disaster. Mount St. Helens is a volcano in the northwest of the USA. Until 1980, the countryside around the mountain had magnificent forests and lakes, which were home to many animals and fish. Thousands of visitors came to Mount St. Helens to enjoy its natural beauty. All that changed on 18th May 1980, when the side of the mountain collapsed. Mount St. Helens erupted with the energy of a nuclear explosion. The eruption did not come as a surprise for the experts. In 1980, there were many events which indicated something terrible was going to happen. On 15th March, there was an earthquake under the mountain. A week later, an eruption occurred and a gigantic crater opened on the top of the mountain. From then until May, there were more earthquakes and more eruptions. The situation was so dangerous that the authorities warned people to stay away from the region near the volcano. 57 people died on 18th May, and hundreds of people became homeless. Tragically, many of them were in areas that were considered safe. Forests burned to the ground within minutes, and more than 7,000 bears, deer, and other animals were killed. Millions of fish also died, but many frogs survived. The beautiful mountain region now resembled the moon. It was all gray stone. More than 30 years have passed since that terrible day, and nature is slowly returning to Mount St. Helens. Visitors can see some trees and other plants and there. And what will happen in the future? By the year 2200, the region will again have beautiful forests filled with all kinds of animals, unless there is another terrible eruption. Now, you should try to complete these sentences and say if you think they are true or false. And activity number 2, in this one you will try to describe an event that happened for each date that you have below. Okay, next day we will see the answers. Here below you have the answers to the homework that we worked on last week. Okay, remember the video that we watched? Okay, that's all. See you next week.